All right, y'all. Coach Cam and the professor back again with our Week 11 plays and props for the NFL season. I want to skip it, but I'm an honorable man, and I know Will is too. So we're going to briefly recap uh, the disaster that was Week 10 really quickly. I mean, really quickly. Had a remarkable week, going 0 and 7 on everything that I predicted. Not joking, 0 and 7, which is actually to me. I don't know how you feel about this, Will, but I think it's more impressive because most of the time you're not going to get everything right. You're not going to get everything wrong. You're going to land somewhere right in the middle. But I think that level of consistency is tough to come by. So I'm almost more impressed.
I mean, yeah, like we see on like prize pick slips or whatever. You go 6 for 6 way more than you go 0 for 6.
You know,
So
so
I,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's more impressive.
So real quick, Vikings couldn't cover. Freaking a missed field goal actually was the reason why. It could have been 15-7. As bad as the Vikings offense was in the red zone, I still could have covered if they had kicked one field goal at the end of the game. The Jaguars basically gave them the ball in their own territory. All they had to do was make a field goal and they smoked it. Commanders and Steelers got into a classic shootout when I had the under happening. Um, and the Cardinals are juggernauts on offense, except really it's just the Jets are just hapless. They can't stop anything.
Yeah, they're pretty
Um,
bad.
but that's I won't even go into player props. Will Disley dropped a pass in the end zone for me. He was my touchdown guy, so I was like hands away from at least having that saving grace, but no dice. Will, how about you?
Um, well, the Falcons lost to the Saints. So
Oh, in
without
awful
basically everyone.
fashion.
So -3.5 did not come close. 49ers over 27.5. Jake Moody sucks at football. Missed about 4 field goals, so didn't even. So if you hit
He had a
three of
bad
them,
day.
we hit.
Yep.
But Chargers -7, the one hit that we had all weekend. Um,
And the thing is, I had all of those plays like with you. Like I was in lockstep with you. Like
mhm.
if you look at my spreadsheet, I had the exact same plays. I was like, this is great. We're like, I mean, we're in sync. So I thought it was going to be a fantastic week. We were in sync, so at least we suffered together. Do you want to do
Yeah,
your props, or you just want to get into it?
I want to do props. I want to do one prop. Um,
Okay.
Kittle over 59.5 receiving yards. He got 58. Another pretty bad beat.
Yeah.
And then the random touchdown score, Khalif Raymond didn't really come close, but I did have two others written down, Max Jones and Ricky Pearsall, who both scored. So we're getting closer.
Yeah.
We just got to
Yeah.
choose the right one this time.
I just had a drop, and you actually had two guys that did score. You just didn't pull the trigger on them. I think it's this week. We say it every week,
It's this
but
week.
I think it's this week.
No, it's this week. If it's not, I will. And you know I can't handle spicy. I would eat a Carolina Reaper. I won't. But
On on the podcast.
I probably can't get a Carolina Reaper, but maybe I'll do like a hot sauce shot or something like that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'll hold you to that. All right. Let's go. We'll dive in week 11. Go ahead and start us off. We'll do game lines first.
I'm going a little bold this week after going 1 for 6 for some reason. First one, plus money, Bengals money line. Who needs it more? The Bengals need it more. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase playing out of their mind. It's going to be a close game, but Bengals money line plus 105.
Yep. It's a desperate team. 50% chance of making the playoffs if they win this game here. I have them winning as well. So great. Another week where we start off in lockstep. Should bode well for
Yay.
us. My number one is Jaguars under 16 and a half. Mac Jones is still at the helm for now, facing the Lions, who I I don't know if you watched the Lions game last week and just the comeback that happened there. I think that was such a like motivating factor for them. I think they're going to be lights out for like the next 3 weeks. Mac Jones is it's going to be a long day for all of the
Yeah.
Jaguars offense. Under 16 and a half.
Yeah, I don't know how the Lions won with Jared Goff throwing 5 picks, but we move.
Unreal.
Um, we backed them last week. They failed. but here we are backing them again. Falcons money line, plus money, plus 110 versus the Broncos. It's in Denver. That's probably the reason why they're plus money. But I just genuinely think the Falcons are a better team. So I'm going to give it to them. Big Coco, wake up dripping like this.
Um, also, following back up with a team that I bet on last week that let me down. We're gonna run it back with the Vikings this week. -6 versus the Titans, right? Titans
Yes.
versus the Titans. Might be close at first because the Titans generally play like somewhat consistent football in the first half, and they absolutely fall apart in the second, which actually goes perfect with the Vikings, who tend to they've been starting off slow like their last 3 weeks, and then find a way to grind out wins. There's no way the Vikings play as bad as they did last week, and even if they do somehow, the
Darnold can't play as bad.
yeah, I know, for real, especially in the red zone. I just don't think the Titans find a way to score enough. So I think -6 is pretty safe.
Yeah. My next one, the Cowboys looked anemic without Cooper Rush. And I think the Texans defense actually kind of turned a page last week. They looked really good against the Lions in the first half, and
Yeah,
honestly,
forced
they
5
looked fine.
interceptions.
They looked fine in the second half. It's just the offense couldn't score at all. Um, so I got Texans -7 against the Cowboys -110. Um, push potential, obviously, but I think CeeDee Lamb not really getting as many catches. He should have had a touchdown last week, but Jerry decided to put a giant um just window where the sun would be in the middle of the field, so he couldn't catch it.
Got to put a
It's
curtain on that.
it's a night game this time, so that won't happen. But Cooper Rush is not very good, so Texans -7.
I like that one as well. My last one for game lines: Dolphins -6.5. The Raiders are extremely banged up on defense, and the Dolphins, since Tua came back, they've had a couple issues on defense or on defense, but they actually looked a lot better this past week, and their offense has been consistently firing on all cylinders the last 3 weeks. I expect that to continue. Dolphins -6.5. I actually have another play that's plus money where I buy it up to -9, I believe. Either way, I think they're going to cover that. We'll
Yeah.
move on to props. What's your
Yep.
first one?
As you mentioned, Raiders defense a little banged up. So I have Devin Achan over 18 fantasy score. Probably going to catch like 5 passes. Probably going to have a grant like 100 plus scrimmage yards. And he's like -210 to get into the end zone. That's 6 points right there.
Yep.
So I think with them being banged up and the Raiders defense isn't that good really regardless. So A-Chain over 18 fantasy score.
I like that a lot. You're going to see a theme for the first two here. Anthony Richardson got his starting job back. They
As he
punished
should.
him for a couple weeks, and apparently he's been a changed man in the locker room and on the practice field, putting the work in. I think they're going to let him roam in this game. Jets struggle against any quarterback, but mobile quarterbacks particularly, they tend to struggle against. Anthony Richardson is one of those. The yards have to come from somewhere. I still don't know if I believe in the completion percentage and the accuracy, but I know he can run that thing. His line there is 36.5. I actually think he's going to get closer to like 55, 60. I think they're going to let him run around this game.
They should, because that's what made him look so good in his 4 games of his rookie
Yep.
year. My next one, Kyron Williams over 84.5 rushing yards. Main thing is I just traded for him in a fantasy league, kind of just betting on him. Also facing New England, their rush defense isn't that great, and I think Christian Gonzalez is going to be shadowing one of Cooper Kupp and Puka the entire game, so they're going to have to run the ball a little bit more. He gets 25 touches a game, so he's going to get 84.5 rushing yards.
I like that one as well. Another running QB is my second play. We're going with Josh Allen. A couple things. It's 33.5 is his line there. I think he had 50 last week anyway, so I think this is another week where he runs around. It's going to be
He's going
without,
to have to do a lot.
I was about to say, no Amari Cooper. Keon Coleman is doubtful. Dalton Kincaid is probably going to be out. Even if it's
Kincaid.
two of those three guys that are out, um, that's gonna leave him with a lot of yards to make up. He's gonna have to do a lot, and he has a history of running against the Chiefs. That's generally how he's gonna play his butt off because he's gonna want this one. He's tired of
Yeah.
he kind of splits with Mahomes, but Mahomes tends to win the big ones, so he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. I think he runs more than 33.5 yards.
I don't know if they're still questionable, but I think I saw somewhere Keon and Kincaid are ruled out.
Yeah,
So
I knew
basically
it was the least doubtful, and it didn't look good. So,
his top
he,
3 targets basically gone.
yep, I think he's
So
gonna have a
it's
lot on his shoulders, and I think he's gonna run around just like
he might
Richardson, but he might be
he,
better at it.
he might hit 33 in the first on his first run.
Yeah, he might have like 18 carries.
My next one, Jameis is going to sling it this week. Cedric Tillman over 57.5 receiving yards. Even when Jameis didn't sling it against the Chargers, he still hit this number. I think he's the wide receiver one in that offense. He's actually showing like that he's actually a pretty good receiver. He's taken over from Jerry Jeudy as the one. And I think 57.5 is a pretty low number. He's due for at least like 130 plus yard catch every game, and he'll probably go. I think he goes like 7 for 90 and a touchdown.
I flirted with Jameis over again. I thought about doing it. I think it's a perfect matchup for him. I
Yeah,
think he throws well. I really do think he plays well. It's not a difficult matchup for him to play well in. I think he's due. My last one is going to be Cortland Sutton over 55.5 receiving yards going against my Falcons. I just think this kind of plays they tend to get beat deep from time to time. He's going to run those deep routes. I think he gets at least one of those that's going to be 40ish yards, 38 to 42 yards, and then from there he's only got to get two more catches. I think he probably has 5 or 6 catches at least. I think 55.5 was I saw it and I was like, it really shouldn't be that low because
it's
it's
low.
it's only going to take him one catch to really get close to there. I think he's going to be closer to like 78, 85, somewhere in there. So I think that's a pretty easy over. All right, touchdown. We we
Yeah,
we have to do it. We've got
it's
to hit
this
the
week.
touchdown.
It's this
This
week.
is it.
Going
What do you have?
going back to Sutton though. The Falcons' run defense is elite, so they're gonna have to throw the ball.
Yeah, they're going to have to beat him
Um,
in the air, yeah.
yeah. But touchdown. I'm going to the booty man, Kayshawn Boutte, or Booty as I like to say. He scored a touchdown in Drake May's first start. It was a long touchdown and also caught a long catch that he ran like he tried to keep his balance, but he fell out at like the 4 yard line last week. He's due. I think he's gonna catch a long touchdown plus 350. Kayshawn Boutte, LSU product. He's getting it.
I love that. I I did research on most everything. I've just got some feel here. I know the Dolphins are going to score. They're going to score a lot of points. I am confident they're going to score 27 to 30-ish points. Confident. Tua's going to throw at least 2 touchdowns. I think maybe 3. And I think one of these touchdown throws goes to Odell Beckham Jr. He and I watched the game last week. He is getting more involved with the offense. Snap count is increasing. He's still Odell Beckham Jr. and I could not. I saw the value and I like laughed. I was like, it's plus 600 for a guy that I mean he's older now. I get it. He's kind of fallen off,
The
but
hands are still there.
he still can catch the thing, right? He just needs that one opportunity. I just have this sick feeling that he's going to catch a touchdown pass. Odell Beckham Jr. plus 600 is my touchdown.
He had a nice celebration last week with Tyreek and almost killed him. So maybe Tyreek's gonna return the favor and
Was
try
the
and kill
suplex or
him.
whatever it was?
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was actually good. All right, so that's what we got. Do you have anything for the people before we get out of here?
No, short stream today. I'm trying to hit some numbers on Twitch so we can get some more engagement going. Check out our TikTok, Hold the Line
Things
Sports
blowing up.
Betting. It's going well. We're gonna keep
Yeah,
posting on there. Appreciate all the love. It's been a wild past 3 days probably where we were live interacting with you guys, and then also seeing the TikTok get some traction as well.
Yeah.
I even today at work today, we were going through personal goals, and my one thing is get the podcast to 1,000 listeners.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's get there. I want to see it. This is what I want to do. But yeah, appreciate all you guys that are listening. You guys are the OGs.
Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. It's been cool to see just a little bit of traction, just a little bit of life. Because we've been consistent with it for the last
Yep.
like 12 weeks, you know. It's good to see
Held the
it.
line so much. We
Yeah,
got
we've been
fired.
holding that thing. That's gonna do it. I have never been more confident that we will have at least equal success, if not better success, than last week, in terms of our NFL picks. It cannot get worse. So I think in my mind it has to get better.
Yeah, unless
We
unless we both go over, it can't get worse.
it's unlikely. It's like it's rare they happen. I feel good. We will be back on Tuesday, a day earlier than we normally do the college football podcast. We normally go Wednesday. Beans is going to be out of town. Out of town. He's going to be out of the country. He's going to Italy. So we're
Yeah.
gonna record on Tuesday. So expect that we will go live again, and we will give you a heads up when that's going to happen. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Peace, y'all.